Vanish in Shreveport, David Yeager's story. Do you hold the key to cracking the David Yeager case? David was 17 years old when he vanished from his home in Shreveport, Louisiana on February 6, 1971. His family, still searching for answers, is begging for help in this decades-old mystery. David's cousin, Kelly Chance, has made it her mission to find David, whether that means locating him or unraveling the tragic circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Shreveport Police Sergeant Richard Turpin is now the lead on David's case. He is hoping that having David's case back in the spotlight will help generate new information. Turpin says that trying to solve David's case is like putting together a puzzle without all the pieces, but he has vowed to never give up. Do you have a missing piece of this puzzle? And here's what we know. At the time of David's disappearance, he was living with his mother, Betty, and his younger brother on Lola Lane in Shreveport. David's father had moved to Texas shortly after he and Betty divorced. Those who knew David describe him as a kind young man who steered clear of trouble, followed the rules, and shared a close bond with his mother and brother. This is the house David grew up in on Lola Lane. He was last seen leaving this location February 6, 1971. David was a senior at C.E. Byrd High School, located at 3201 Line Avenue in Shreveport. According to archival newspapers, David was a member of the Yeager History Club, a member of the Library Club, and on the school's debate team. This is David's high school senior photo, Byrd High School, and a photo from the Library Club circa 1970 through 71. On Saturday afternoon, February 6, 1971, David's younger brother said that David left the house on foot, supposedly heading to Centenary College, located at 2911 Centenary Boulevard, to attend a debate. The boy's mother was not home at the time, leaving David to find his own way to the college. According to law enforcement, this is the last confirmed sighting of David. David left behind $200 in his bank account and his brand new senior ring. David's family believes he may have arranged a ride, as his brother recalled David's confidence that day. He was calm and had a reassurance about him that led his younger brother to believe that David was going to meet someone. Investigators speculate the route David would have taken: Lola Lane to Mansfield Road, then proceeding northeast towards Centenary Boulevard. Authorities do not know if David ever made it to the college that night and cannot confirm that there was even a debate held on Saturday, February the 6th, 1971. This map suggests David's route from his house to Centenary College. It was Centenary's homecoming weekend, and many events were scheduled. David told his brother he was going to meet up with friends, but the identity of these friends remained unknown. David was looking forward to his own high school's homecoming and reportedly had a new girlfriend. This is a piece of the puzzle the public may be able to assist with. Do you know who David's girlfriend was? On April the 27th, 1971, just 4 months after David was last seen, police said a 16-year-old girl named Kathy claimed to have seen David in Columbia Park in Shreveport. However, the credibility of this sighting remains uncertain. David's family strongly believes he would never have willingly left on his own. He had a good life and a family that loved him, said Kelly, and that he was happy. Kelly is David's cousin. David's cousin, Kelly, believes he could have encountered one of the numerous serial killers that were active in the South in the 70s. While investigators say they have excluded many, including John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown, and Dean Corley, the Candyman, Danny Rawlings, also known as the Gainesville serial killer, could have crossed paths with David that night, but it is unknown. This is a photo of Danny Rawlings. Rawlings lived fewer than 3 miles from David in 1971 and committed a heinous murder in 1989, fewer than 0.04 miles from David's family home on Lola Lane. That's less than a half a mile. At the time, Danny Rawlings was only 16 years old when David vanished. Was Danny Rawlings killing people at 16 years old? Did Rawlings, who at that time was a future serial killer, have a connection to David's disappearance? It is a possibility, but police have no evidence at this time that he ever did. Rawlings later confessed to all of his killings before he died by lethal injection in October of 2006, and he never mentioned David. So, David Yeager would be 70 years old today. Shreveport police in Louisiana are asking anyone who knew David, went to school with him, who may have information regarding his whereabouts, or maybe knows what might have happened to him, to call 1-318-673-7300 or the National Center for Missing and Endangered Children at 1-800-843-5678, and you can remain anonymous. This is what David looked like on the day that he went missing. David Yeager was last seen February 7th, 1971, leaving his home on foot in Shreveport, Louisiana.
He left his home heading to Centenary College and was never seen again.
His brother said that he heard the door shut, and he looked out the window and saw David walking away. He said that he went and opened the door and yelled something to David. He doesn't recall what he said to him, but he said that was the last time he had ever seen or heard from David. He was supposed to be headed to Centenary College to a debate.
David had left that day and did not seem worried how he was going to get to the destination, even though the destination was almost about 10 miles away. Like he left to go meet somebody to take him there. We just don't know who that somebody would be.
Some people don't even know that the missing persons report is still active. There are some people who have been here in Shreveport all their lives, that graduated from that school during that time, that may see this and may have some information on where they last saw him, or might have said, hey, I picked him up and gave him a ride. Everybody still wants answers and wants closure. You like to remain positive that there is some hope out there and still hopeful, that he's still alive.
He is missed. The family, it's just not right without him. It's not the way it should be. My cousin has been missing for 53 years. It's time for us to get answers.